Hello to my Leo Sun, Taurus Rising people. Welcome to your year ahead reading. We're going to see what the next 12 months has in store for you and what you can expect over this next year. So these do vary for everyone, but generally, if you are a Taurus rising, that means that your sun is likely in the 4th house, which is the house essentially of family. It can be your siblings or your parents, especially probably your mother, or even your role as a mother in some ways. So you may be fiercely protective of your family, especially even with Taurus in the 1st house. Taurus is very much, it's ruled by Venus. So they like the luxuries in life, right? They're homebodies for the most part, but they like quality items. They place high value on their time, on rest, and time with family. You know, like movie nights at home with the kids curled up on the couch. Things like that. They could also be a chef or cooks in addition to a provider for the family. So let's see what we have for the next 12 months for Leo Sun, Taurus Rising. I'm going to cut. Now I'm going to pull 12 cards in total. Well, 12 cards, one for each month. Kind of lay them out by quarters, and then the overall card for the year. And there you are, popping right up. So this is going to be August. It's going to go August of 2023 through July of 2024. September, October, November. I always feel like I'm going crooked, and sometimes it gets very crooked, but hopefully I figured this out now. We'll see. November, December, January, February, March, April, May, June, and July. And then from the bottom of the deck is the card over the overall year. The Fool. I mean, that's super appropriate. The Fool is the first card in the major arcana. They are ready to begin the journey, and they're trusting the process. They have no idea what's to come, but they're eager to go, and they, in spite of any risks, they're willing to take the leap or the fall, a kind of a trust fall, and, well, a fall and a trust fall. I'm going to garble my words already. Welcome to your reading. It's a trust fall, essentially, right? They're trusting that the universe has their back and that things are going to work out in their favor. They're manifesting an epic journey. So you have something new in your life, at least for this year or during this year, some new large theme, overall theme. It could be a new home. It could be around work. It could be around love. It could be around your own internal growth and just a journey, but it's a major theme in life. So think along the lines of the big things. It could be marriage. It could be having children. It could be children moving on or out and into college. It could be you beginning that college journey or that new journey in life that really spreads your own wings. So let's see what we have going on here. Set her over a little bit here. Right here in August, I mean, this is you showing up. This is the first reading where we've had this card pop right in. Right? This is Leo, literally. So it may be that your birthday happens to be in August. But this is you coming from it's an inner strength type of thing. This strong sense of compassion for yourself and for others. You draw people in. You also have kind of this protective energy, even for people or animals that you would think would normally be vulnerable with you or that you would be like the prey or the vulnerable one. But there's this, it's almost like a symbiotic relationship. Your internal lioness, your internal lion gives you the courage to approach things with calm, with peace in your heart, with that compassion, and trust that that same energy will be returned to you. And it typically is, especially here in August. So I don't know if there's some tough interactions that you're going to have to deal with or that you have been dealing with, but you're approaching them with grace and you're helping calm the situation down and bring peace to the situation so that things can be worked out. So that's what I'm feeling from this for you for August, for this month, is you're using that inner strength, that inner steady core that you have, where you're taking control, but not in a way that's making anyone feel like they're being bullied or pushed around. You're able to bring them all together and trust that they all trust you, right? You are that center of the home, if you will, in this case. So this is August for you, just being that steady energy, compassionate, and also celebrating you. I get definitely celebrating you. So make sure you don't forget to do something special for yourself in August. Then we have September, which is the moon, which is another major arcana card. The moon card is about uncovering secrets, discovering things about yourself that have been hidden. Because if you think of the full moon on a dark night, it really lights and illuminates things, sometimes things that you would not see during the day with the full light of the sun on them, because that's too harsh. These are things that are more subtle and more hidden in ourselves or in others. This could also be a situation where you've kind of felt something was off, but you weren't sure exactly what's off. And that may be something that you learn more about, or that gets more light shed on it in September. And I would say there's something going on literally at night. That's when you're going to find out, or that's when you're going to figure out what's going on. There is some aspect of even shadow work for ourselves where you're going to discover something about yourself, something in addition to that inner strength. There's some other really strong core, like every fiber of your being reacting to and activating in some way in response to the situation. But I do feel this is a little bit more about you learning something new about someone else, or uncovering a secret someone has been keeping from you, or literally having your suspicions confirmed. So that's in September. And here again, now we have another major arcana card for October, the Emperor, which is an Aries card. So I don't know if you have an Aries in your life, or if what you learned in September was about an Aries person, or that strong Aries energy. But here in October, it's going to be about boundaries. So you may need to set up some boundaries as a result of this information that you've learned in September. I feel like that's right. That feels right. This is also another fire sign, so there could be some strong tension there. There could be the sense of butting heads, right? We have that Taurus Rising, which is a bull, right? Going up against someone with that Aries energy, which is that ram, and they're just going to keep going, butting heads and knocking heads, where you're kind of in the middle of it. But you're going to have to come up with the rules, with the boundaries of what's acceptable and what is not. How far people can go, or that you're willing to let them go. And you also need to be aware of those boundaries, and you need to respect those boundaries too, which can be a struggle sometimes, because this is a compromise situation. So no one's going to love all the rules. So there may be some pushback, but they're necessary for the growth of this group, of this family, to have those in place. So there might be a little bit of jostling of butting heads for power or for control over something. Not from you necessarily, but you're a key part of keeping that balance between the two parties, of being the one that enforces those boundaries, as hard as that might be. But you're very capable of it, right? Once you've made a decision, because Taurus is, let's see, is Taurus fixed? Leo is very much a fixed energy, right? So you can be stubborn, and you also are a leader. So this does feel like you will be one setting the boundaries, enforcing the boundaries, and making sure that everybody is abiding by the agreement. And that's in October, where you're going to be working together to have that set up, and you'll be the one acting sort of as a mediator between these very strong personalities. Even though you also have that strong personality, but you have that strength. This is so much you right here. I just feel that about you, is that inner strength, that compassion that you have. And then moving into November, another major, you have, seriously, something big overall is going on this year. Another major arcana card. This is the first card that the Fool visits, or that the Fool meets along the way, and that is the Magician. The Magician has all of the knowledge. He has connections to higher power, to the earth, and he has all of the tools. He has the pentacles, the cups, the wands, and the swords. And he knows how to use those things to manifest whatever he needs. Right? So he teaches that to the Fool and helps and gives him some of the tools that he'll need, the Fool will need, to move forward on the journey. And for some reason I am getting he here, so it might be more a masculine energy or some sort of a more aggressive timeline, or maybe a very physical activity or something that's going on. So there's some clues we have so far. The Magician here in November. So you may be meeting someone that's going to give you some information and some tools to help you manage this whole situation that's going on, to help you cope and help you get through it and help them cope. It's just a very strong energy where you are taking control of whatever this is that's going on and keeping it all together and really helping everybody succeed. But at the same time, you need support. So this may be you seeking support outside of this group and advice on how you can handle this and the best way to make sure that your own energy is protected, that your own values are respected, and how to hold your own boundaries with the two people separately. And then we move into December, and it looks like you're getting a break here, right? You're finally getting time to enjoy the space that you're in, the success that you've had so far in life. This is a woman in a garden, so the Nine of Pentacles. She is successful, right? She has built this beautiful, lush place just for herself that has all the things she loves and treasures in it. So I don't know if you have a sacred space in your home, or maybe you're in the process of carving that out. Maybe that's some of what this negotiation is that's going on, is you carving out space within your home that is yours and yours alone, or that each person has separately, that they can control, where they can go to their own space and do their own form of meditation, or just to calm down and connect beyond the physical world. So this is you, and maybe you literally have a garden that you've been working on, that you've defined and carved out as your space. But here she's very joyful. She's enjoying what she's created. She's reaping what she's sown. And that's a beautiful energy, especially for December around the holidays, right? So you have everything you need to make whatever you want to have happen in December happen. Beautiful. And then, interesting, we come to January with the Ten of Wands. So tens in general are about endings and at the same time beginnings, because a 10 will reduce down to 1. Ones are that are first steps that initiation, that spark of an idea or action. And 10s are where you're at the very end. You've completed a cycle. And in this case, with it being wands, it's a lot of activity, it's a lot of fire, it's a lot of action going on. So it could be that this whole situation is winding down, because once you get the tools that you need in November and the advice that you need and you've applied it, now everybody is calmer, everybody has settled down, and life is more peaceful and relaxing. It would really help you get into this energy here of the Nine of Pentacles. And it allows you now to let go of that control and let go of all that stuff that's been going on, all those activities and the things that were kind of draining your energy and are not yours to hold on to, right? You kind of took on some of the weight from the others, and it's time to let that go. It's time to return some of those responsibilities to the others, because now everybody's in a place where they can handle it. And you're starting to feel drained by it, which is not fair to you. So it's time to let go of some of those burdens that you've taken on to help everybody get through this tough time that you had earlier, so that you can free up your own time and free up your own energy to pursue something that you want to do, something that really fires you up, and that it's yours and yours alone. So that's what's happening here in January, is that a little bit more negotiating, saying, okay, now that we've reached this point, let's divvy up these responsibilities, because I'm no longer handling them. That's a boundary you need to put up and flex your boundaries, and say, if no one wants to do them, then we're just not going to do them. There's probably some things that they could get by without, or that they can figure out on their own. But it is not your responsibility, or it is no longer at this point your responsibility to carry those burdens for everyone else. So let those go and know that you can. And it's in your best good to do so. Then we come up into February, where we have the King of Wands, another fire sign, and a Leo. So this is you really now stepping into your power here in February, right? You freed up your energy. So now you can really flex it and step into that power in February. The King of Wands is very confident. Again, it's another masculine energy here. Very confident, very sure of where he's going, of how to get things done, of where to find things to get things done. He's not worried about how or where or when or who. He just knows it's going to happen, and he can make it happen. And here we have also the lion in the background, which really, stepping from being this internal strength to now this external strength, where you're really showing it and owning it, and you're not hiding anymore. You're not hiding your power anymore. So this is you stepping into the external world and showing everybody what you're capable of. And then we come into March, which is going to be very active. Again, more wands. Wands are a fire element. Fire is very hot, passionate, active. It's movement. And the Eight of Wands in particular is very quick movement, constantly flowing. That's what we have here in March. So you're going to have a very busy March, and it's fire. So whatever this is that you've decided to step into, because now you have the time for it, now you have the energy for it, and the desire for it. It could be some brand new creative endeavor. It could be starting your own business, but there's some big physical action. Maybe you're training for a marathon or a triathlon or a new program to help with weight loss, or just to help manage your energy. Kickboxing. Kickboxing is fun. But something physical. It feels like something physical and something very active, that really you feel great when you do it. You get that endorphin rush from that energy, that exercise, that movement in whatever form it takes for you. So that's March, where you're really getting involved in this activity that involves a lot of physical movement and possibly even travel. This could be travel too, where there's, again, you're moving, physically moving. Just not even that like running, but you're moving somewhere. You're taking action. Maybe you're touring a lot of different places. But there's some travel or some sort of new physical activity that you're starting in March that really gets your blood boiling, or fires you up and really fills your energy in a good way. And then we come to the Five of Cups in April. Now, fives in general can be about challenges. And cups are about your emotions and your intuition. So here there may be something that triggers you, that causes you to reflect back on maybe what happened and what you learned there, or something internally to you, and how you feel about that moment that's holding you back, or you recognize all of a sudden that there's pieces that you're still holding on to that it's time to let go. Because the Five of Cups, usually, so we have this one that's full here, this one that she has deliberately spilled and released here, and these three empty ones over here that no longer have anything for her, right? They don't provide any energy for her. They're just hanging on or laying there within her field of vision, and maybe you feel guilty about the fact that you are moving on in life and leaving some of these people behind. And you just need to recognize at that time that it's okay to have those feelings. They're understandable, but you can let go of that, the guilt that you feel. And I don't know why it would be guilt, but the guilt that you might feel about leaving them behind, because now you are moving on with life and they may not be. And if you keep holding on to them, you're going to start collecting this luggage, this baggage again. So just be aware that you don't need to hold on to that baggage. That's not your baggage, right? These are not yours, your emotions. This is something that you're moving on from. And you should. You want to focus on the things that fill you up with joy, that encourage you, that build you up and not break you down. So just be aware in April, you may have some of that. It might be a period of reflection for you, especially after this month of this very busy month, coming off of a beautiful vacation that you've been on, a long vacation too. Just be aware that there's the natural flow of highs and lows in life, right? So this may be a downflow for you. Not that the whole month is going to be that, but in the background a little bit, it feels like it's more background noise. There's just that feeling that, well, maybe I should have done this. Maybe I should have done that. Maybe I should have reached out in this way. Maybe I should have bought them more gifts. You need to let go of that. That's not something for you. And the words that I want to say are not coming to me, but they're right there. They're right there. It is not your burden to carry. And this is you recognizing that and acknowledging that and accepting that in April. Because there's something to here in March on this journey that you're on, that really sparks some more confidence about what you want and other ideas for the future for yourself of how you want to approach things and other places and people you want to go and see. So you're freeing yourself more from the past, especially here in April. It's letting go of some of that residual emotional attachment you have to this past situation. And then we move on to May. The Ace of Cups. So as I said earlier, aces, right? Ones. That's that initiation. It's that inspiration. It's that spark of something new. And in this case, again, cups are about emotions and intuition. So you may find that you're becoming more intuitive. You may meet someone new. It feels very much like that, actually. You may meet someone new in May next year. And it feels really good and you get very excited about it and you're ready to dive in head first because that's what you like to do. But take things slow. Don't go too fast. Get to know each other, right? Trust your heart. Trust your intuition on this. Not your ego. Don't get in your head about things. But just trust that this timing is right, right? The timing's going to feel right. There's going to be an ease in this meeting. And it's not necessarily a romantic relationship, but it's very much a deep connection with someone possibly involved in the same type of thing that you're getting into. So it could be a partner in that way that may evolve into something deeper over time, but initially you share a lot of you have a lot in common. And this is just activating something within you that you haven't felt before. That's new to you. So there we have May, where we're meeting somebody new or somebody new is coming into your life. And then we come into June and we have the Tower. Now this is a sudden, abrupt change that tears everything down to the foundation. It's usually not expected. Sometimes you can see it coming, but it comes quick and fast and hard when it comes. So this is June of next year. So you've built up a lot of your own self-confidence and this life that you're breaking away from the old life, right? And starting out on this new journey, and you're meeting new people and getting new supportive people in your life. But something's going to happen in June of next year that just everything feels like it's crumbling around you. And I'm trying to feel into what that might be. And to me, it feels like it's related to this card here. So I don't know if they're trying to come into your life again, or they do something that really irrevocably ruptures that relationship that you have with this person. Something occurs with this person here. Whoever this person here is, whatever this situation was, this person in particular, to me, that's what it feels like. There's an irrevocable, final, last blowout that removes them from your life. That splits you guys up permanently. You're done. It's over. It's clearing out that past energy, that past relationship that does not serve you, even though you've kind of been keeping in touch. So I don't know if this is an old flame that you keep trying to hook up with, or that keeps floating back in and out of your life. And maybe that's where they reached out here in April. Right? They keep resurfacing and trying to bring you back down to their level. Something happens in June that says, nope, that's it. It's over. It's done. And it's almost a relief to you, even though in that moment, it may feel devastating. But long term, it's for your best and highest good. Because here, even though we have lightning striking this tower, right? That was sheltering this poor squirrel. So his entire home is being destroyed. But the acorns, right, the nest egg that he has built for himself is still going to be okay. That's already on the ground. And the butterflies, right? Butterflies are a sign of transformation. So it's a very transformative experience that sets you free, right? It's like removing the ball and chain, or, what is it? Just slicing it down to the roots so that you have a stable new base to work from. And then next July, we have the Knight of Pentacles. So for me, knights are somebody who has been through college, has just graduated college, but they don't have any experience yet. So they know what they want to do, and they're eager to get out there and get started having experiences, right? Using the knowledge that they've gained. And this feels a lot like you. here, because you learned a lot about letting go of things that no longer serve you, about freeing yourself from those connections, about recognizing that it's not, their issues are not your issues. You are not responsible for how someone else feels or reacts. You're only responsible for your own response. And that's where this is all coming through. So after this here, it almost feels like you can breathe. Like there's a sigh of relief. That period is over. You learned a lot about yourself throughout this process. You've made some new connections. You have these new activities and hobbies and things that you like to do. You are reclaiming your life. And you've taken your power back. And now you're ready to get out there and experience life as this new person, from this new perspective. He is one of the slowest moving knights in the tarot, but it's a slow and steady pace where he's kind of planting the seeds as he goes of things that he wants to come back and manifest or reap in the future. Going back up to this card here, right? This energy. This is the planting of it, and she is reaping what's been sown. So this may even be related to this person that you've met here, where they have that stable energy, that slow and steady energy. But it's still new, it's still fresh, and you're just now getting to know each other and having experiences together. Maybe you actively start dating at this point, because now you're free to do so. So some of you may be getting a divorce, it looks like. It could be. Some of you may be splitting from a business partnership. And some of you may be moving out on your own. This could be very much that way. Because a lot of people will try to give you stuff as you move out, right? Well, take this with you, take this with you. And those aren't things that you want or need. So this could be very much you discovering who you are as you go through this new journey in this new path that you're starting in life. As your own independent person out there in this world. That's exciting. You will have some rough patches, but that's part of life too. I know, it feels a little trite to say, but you will come through it strong, confident, active, feeling great, right? Aware that this is coming and being prepared and preparing yourself even along the way, since you know that some major change is coming up in June of next year. You'll be ready for it. And you'll have support. So trust yourself, trust that the universe will have your back, and that everything that happens is for your best and highest good. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the like button and subscribe so that you can be notified in the future. Well, subscribe and notified. And I'll look forward to talking to you again. Thank you.